Last year, we went to Güssing in Austria to see how one community had transformed their local economy by striking out for energy independence and local food production. The story that shot around the world was how they had successfully transformed themselves from a dead-end border town to the envy of Europe by cutting their energy imports and emissions by a staggering 90%. This sort of ground-up approach is beginning to look very attractive as a recession bites back home in Ireland, and local communities look for new ways to restore confidence and take positive steps towards creating a secure future for themselves. About 20 communities in Irish towns are on the cusp of a transition to becoming sustainable and resilient. We visit 2 of these towns. I'm here in Clonakilty today to visit a community who are committed to becoming sustainable. A staggering €23 million leaves the local economy of Clonakilty each year on the cost of fuel imports for transport, heating and electricity. Most of this money could be kept in the local economy and invested in jobs and new enterprises in renewable energy.
One of the reasons we're having Energy Week is to focus everyone in the town on energy. In order to meet our goal of becoming energy neutral by 2020, we need to decrease the actual energy that's being used in the town. So we're trying to get people to think about ways that they can conserve energy.
Cutting the local area's 90% dependence on imported fossil fuels is a tall order. But for Peter Madden, the chairperson of Sustainable Clonakilty, it's a no-brainer.
Much of the money we spend on energy is going to faraway places. If that money was spent in the local community, then there's obviously knock-on benefits. Somebody who's earning money from energy then spends it in the local pub or the local shop. They have an income, they then spend that somewhere else locally, and the circle continues.
Clonakilty is lucky in that it has much to gain from becoming a centre for sustainability in West Cork. Local tourism and business will inevitably benefit. Farmers could find an extra income stream as energy and food providers. Adapting to change in these challenging times may now be a hot topic, but the seeds were sown in Clonakilty's commitment to the Tidy Towns initiative. I met with Nina Ahern to find out more. Nina, tell us about Sustainable Clonakilty. That's a new group, is it?
Well, that's a new group, Duncan, that was formed in Clonakilty, and to be quite honest with you, they have re-educated the whole population here in Clonakilty, because now we know more about energy efficiency, etc., and they hold meetings once a month. I suppose the big recipe for success here is that in all the organisations, there's a great crossover. You couldn't buy the community spirit that you have in Clonakilty.
Investing in the town's next generation through education will hopefully ensure that young adults living in Clonakilty by 2020 will be better prepared for a sustainable future. I was invited to take part in a workshop for local children.
A bunch of kids here. What have you learned today about energy? Tell us.
When you're driving in a car and the car burns all the petrol and it smokes out CO2.
Rebecca, they're a wonderful bunch of guys inside, but what's all of this about?
We're coming down to present workshops to the schools through SEAI. So they're basically there to help promote renewable energy and to educate the kids on what different types of renewable energy there are out there, about recycling, about helping the environment in general.
So anyone here like to ask me a question?
How could you get more things to do to save the environment other than recycling?
Well, you can protect wildlife, natural habitats, keep our rivers clean. Yeah, isn't that important?
It is a steep learning curve. We do need to be using more renewable energy. We need to be more aware. It's great that we're able to get in and teach the kids from a young age. If we teach them now, they'll bring it with them for the rest of their lives. It's something that they'll hold with them and be aware of always.
You're doing a great job here in Clonakilty, and I want to give yourselves a round of applause. Set in the southern slopes of the Wicklow Mountains, Auckram is another town looking to improve the quality of life for its locals by promoting sustainability. Auckram shares many of Clonakilty's aspirations for a better future. Bernard Keating is one of the town's visionaries, whose tenacious can-do attitude has helped turn green ideas into real action. I met him at the new community garden, where his current efforts have been marshalled towards local food production. If you take this community at the moment, like typically in Ireland, most of the food is imported, is it?
Most of the food is imported. I don't know what percentage of it is locally produced, maybe 5%, maybe 10%, but it's quite small. And we're capable of producing sufficient for ourselves. But as I say, it's work in progress. It's going to take a little bit of time, and we have people here now as part of this community garden that have never been involved in gardening before, and they're finding out that they can do it, and it's building up slowly.
Auckram has also managed to use its success as a Tidy Towns winner to galvanise local support. Maura, how important is sustainable communities here in Wicklow to you?
I think it's very important to anyone that's involved in the community development or the development of, the society in County Wicklow. You get excited about that whole community and primarily the people. We would find it very, very important in anything that we do that we put emphasis on supporting that kind of community effort, which will give rise to a sustainable community eventually, hopefully.
And are there economic benefits for a community in engaging in this sort of activity?
I think without a shadow of a doubt, and the whole sustainable community thing is about, looking after the economy, looking after the social and cultural needs of a community, and looking after the environment. You don't get one without the other. For instance, in a place like Auckram, having something, I suppose, like their angling facility that's here. Environmentally, they're protecting the environment and increasing the biodiversity in the area. They're giving a social and cultural contribution to not just their own community but a wider community with a disabled angling facility. And then the third thing is they can make money from it. So, all of these things, because they're interlinked with each other, they make pragmatic sense, they're sound, they happen by themselves almost organically.
Looking at our own resources and becoming inspired about what we can achieve will certainly help the green shoots of whatever recovery is possible and provide a solid platform to build on in the future. Auckram's new food market for trading local produce and its community garden project may seem like a humble start in the face of what needs to be done overall, but it has proved empowering for local people, providing both focus and direction for local volunteers to participate.
When I first would have met with some of the Tidy Towns Committee and the people in Auckram, they were only kernels of ideas. What you're looking at here were only small ideas at one stage, way back. They were doing small things at the beginning and built up. Every single community can do that in Ireland, and particularly right now when we're looking at growing our own, when we're looking at, producing some of our own energy, we can all do this.
With the new focus on environmental protection, growing and trading locally in food and energy, and meeting energy targets by 2020, the idea of sustainable living may have just made a small but important transition back into Irish life.